Halloween is in the rearview mirror, Mariah Carey is fully defrosted, and we are racing towards December 25th. And that means two things. One, the school is going to ramp up emails to full-time job level, and two, you're going to be sold Christmas joy everywhere you turn. This is no bar humbug video. I love Christmas, but when I look back on what makes Christmas special for me, it's not about the year that I got a bike or the year that I got a rocking horse, although those were both very cool years. For me, it's all about that feeling, the nostalgia. Like when I look back on when I was at school and how fun it was, that classes became more laid back and we spent so much time watching movies and not doing so much work. It's memories of helping my parents to decorate the Christmas tree, or the taste of the turkey soup that my mum makes every single Boxing Day. It's memories and sentiment that make me feel warm and fuzzy about Christmas. And yet every single year, the rampant consumerism around Christmas seems to ramp up another notch. With hauls and Christmas tree decorations and decor absolutely filling your social media feed and in your email inbox, it can be really, really hard to resist spending money on stuff that you don't really need. It's no wonder then that come January, people are feeling the effects of spending beyond their means at Christmas and maybe even borrowing in order to finance their Christmas. In the US, the average spend per person on Christmas is over $1,700, while in the UK, the average household spends more than £1,800. Obviously, this is on top of all the usual bills and financial pressures that come every single month. With that in mind, anywhere that you can cut back is going to give you a much better chance of emerging from December relatively financially unscathed. So I wanted to share with you some things that I will not be buying this Christmas. And I think this is actually a really valuable exercise to not just make a list of the stuff that you need and the stuff that you're going to buy, the gifts for your kids, the gifts for your friends, the gifts for your family, things that you need food-wise, but also make an anti-haul Christmas list. The stuff that you are committed to not buying, and that can really help to stave off the urge to make impulse purchases, because the temptation is everywhere at this time of year. Now look, the idea of this list is not to make you feel bad for spending money on things that matter to you. Everyone's going to have their own list of things that don't really matter that much to them. It's really just a way for you to sit down and consider different ways that you may be able to cut back at Christmas and just really focus your mind and your budget on the things that you really do want and the stuff that you're quite happy to just ignore and not spend your money on this year. So let's get to the list then. The first thing on my list is that I will not be buying a living Christmas tree. I feel like this one could be a real crowd divider, and if going out and picking a real Christmas tree every single year is a really important family tradition to you, then obviously that's something that you're going to want to keep. But we've had our fake tree for about 14 years, and I'm quite happy with the fake tree that we have. I think the box is probably about to become completely knackered. Maybe this will be the last year that we manage to stuff it back in the box. However, the tree itself is absolutely fine. The next thing I won't be buying this Christmas, and I think this is a really, really important one, is new decor for the house. I feel like Christmas decor, aside from gifts, is the area where most people are likely to overspend at this time of year. The decor market is now so huge and unavoidable, with just such a massive plethora of different stuff and different themes and different trends. It's almost as if decor being sold to us now is being sold like with a deliberate intent that it's not there to last every single Christmas. There's kind of this idea being sold that every year we want to change up our whole decor theme and refresh with a whole new set of decorations. Obviously, home decor trends come and go so quickly these days, and I think Christmas decor trends are no different. Now there's this pressure to like pick a theme for your tree, whether it be like Barbie or red or gold or jewel colors. Just like with any impulse buying, spending money on cute little Christmas trinkets and decor that you're only going to replace next year is just another example of chasing that dopamine hit that spending money gives you. But you're never fully satisfied because the dopamine hit wears off and then you have to start the cycle all over again. I think that when we cycle through brand new decor every single year, then we actually lose a little bit of the magic of Christmas. I remember as a kid feeling so nostalgic picking out the decorations to hang on the tree that I remembered from the previous years of my childhood. And I still get that feeling as an adult now. It's that sentimental, nostalgic feeling you get when you see your kids hanging up the same stocking that they've had since they were tiny, Or for me, when I hang up our Merry Christmas bunting that actually my mum got in the 80s and that she's now passed on to me. It's something that I remember from my childhood Christmases. I'm so happy to now see it, that my children are enjoying it for their childhood Christmases. Another thing I won't be spending money on this holiday is seasonal towels, and that includes bath towels, tea towels, wash towels, any kind of towels that you can think of that have like a Christmas pattern or a specific Christmas theme to them. They're only going to get used for a couple of weeks a year, and then they spend the rest of the time taking up space in a cupboard. On a similar theme to this is seasonal soap, where you get the soap in a dispenser that looks like a Christmas tree or like Santa Claus. I'm sure that no one uses hand soap that much that you'll use up an entire 500ml bottle in December. And it's the same story with seasonal bedding and seasonal plates as well. Anything that is only going to get used for like a couple of weeks, I just don't really see the point. Now, look, the one sort of exception I might make is, say you have like a special Christmassy plate where your kids put the carrot and the mince pie or whatever it is, cookies that you put out for Santa. If you have a special plate that you use for that, I get it, that's part of a family tradition, but getting like a whole set of Christmas plates and serving platters, I mean, do you really need to spend that money when you have perfectly good plates and serving platters already? There are lots of other ways to add little festive touches to a dining table that don't involve spending hundreds on whole new sets of cookware and servingware. Next on my list is Christmas cookie tins. Every year the supermarkets bring out new tins filled with sweet treats like biscuits and cookies, shortbread, that kind of stuff. I think that these can make great gifts, but I avoid buying them for myself. You pay a premium for the sweet treat inside in order to get the tin with it. The thing with Christmas cookie tins is that it really ties into this idea that I really don't like, that you have to meet a certain Christmas aesthetic. And so using a bog standard food container would be totally unacceptable at Christmas time. It's a little bit like the idea influencers have sold us that minimalism has to be about all matching containers from exactly the same range with exactly the same beautiful labels. Another thing I won't be buying this Christmas is a new Christmas outfit. Christmas party outfits tend to be a little bit extra with sort of added glitter and a few sequins here and there. They tend to be a little bit more than you may wear to like a standard night out or a standard house party or a standard gathering of your friends. And for that reason, a Christmas party outfit may well end up being something that you wear once and then it goes to the back of your wardrobe for the rest of the year. And then the next year you feel like you have to go out and buy something brand new again. Bit of a vicious cycle again, just like the decor. And just like with Christmas decor, I feel like it could actually be a bit nostalgic to pull out the same trusty Christmas party outfit every single year. Or just wear an outfit that you already own that you love. It can be much better financially than blowing over £100 on an outfit that you're only going to wear to one Christmas party. I just realised while I was editing the video that I completely forgot to mention Christmas jumpers. So with the kids, it's often unavoidable for me to like not buy them a new Christmas jumper. What I try to do is buy second hand from Vinted or from Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes you can get them for free in some of the online Facebook marketplaces or the local groups. And I'll always try to size up wherever I can so that it's something that they can wear next year as well. So the ones that I've got this year are actually the ones that they wore last year. And for me, I have got this lovely bright festive red jumper which works for any kind of festive market or occasion that I need to go to. So I will not be buying myself any kind of themed Christmas jumper, and I don't need to buy any for the kids either. Staying on the clothes theme, festive pajamas. You could not pay my husband to wear matching family pajamas. Well, like, I'm sure everyone has a price, but my point is he's really not into it. But I also don't bother with specifically Christmas pajamas for the kids. We stick to PJs that can be worn at any time of year rather than PJs that we would only wear for a day or maybe two. I do totally get the draw with festive PJs because it's an easy idea for a stocking filler. It's something that you could maybe wear as a family for a whole day while you're watching Christmas movies. Like, there's a whole vibe going to it. But it's just another one of those things that I feel has gone completely normalized, that you buy every member of the family a brand new set of pajamas every single year. I mean, what does it cost? Well over £100 to kit every single member of the family out with the same pair of PJs. And what happened to last year's PJs? Because your children grow out of them, you're not able to recycle the same ones for your kids every year, and because you all want to match, then the parents have to get new ones as well. I have a couple of pair of plaid pajama bottoms which I can wear all year round. but pass for Christmassy pajamas at that time of year. Moving on now to meaningless gifts for adults. I try to think of gifts that they can actually use or experience, and if neither is likely, then I remind myself that I'm probably just buying for the sake of it. I think we can get really bogged down at Christmas with just trying to tick boxes and fulfill expectations. But it's extremely unlikely that anyone who really loves you wants you to go into debt in order to get them something for Christmas. And that leads me nicely on to the next thing on my list, which is buying gifts for adults at all. In some cases, it can just be so much easier, cheaper, and less stressful to enact a no gift pact with the adults in your family. If you don't want to be that extreme, then try a Secret Santa instead. My husband and I have made a no gift pact with each other this year, just as we've done in previous years, because there's nothing either of us really needs. Like, we can't really think of anything to kind of get each other, and instead what we might do is when we get a free weekend in January or February, we'll go out for a meal together instead. I just feel like you get to a certain age where you have pretty much everything you need in terms of stuff. And if you're really struggling and scrambling to think, like, what do I get for my brother? Or what do I get for my sister? What do I get for my mum? What do I get for my dad? What do I get for grandma? If you are struggling with that, then like maybe that is kind of telling you something, that if you spend, it would just be money for the sake of money. And kind of just think to yourself, actually, would a no gift pact maybe be welcomed by the other person as well? Because maybe they're having as much of a struggle as you are in trying to think of a gift that you would need or want. Moving on now to beauty advent calendars. I kind of feel torn with beauty advent calendars because on the one hand, they're an extra expense at Christmas, but on the other hand, they can be a way of getting a lot of high-end beauty products for a lot less than the recommended retail price. For me though, the issue can be that you spend all this money on getting them, you get 24 new products, and realistically, there's only 2 in there that you actually need or will really use on a regular basis. Anyone who's ever bought a beauty advent calendar, like maybe you've used every single thing and every single scrap of the product that was in there, but just have a think, from previous beauty advent calendars that you got, did you really use everything from every single bottle? Let me know in the comments, I'd be really, really curious to know. Maybe you did, but I'm willing to bet that maybe there's been previous years where you haven't used it all up. I think a beauty advent calendar is great if you're going to use absolutely every single product. My issue that I find with beauty advent calendars for me is they always tend to include at least 1 hand moisturizer, normally more than 1, and something like nail oil, cuticle oil. And those are things that I just never use. I never use hand moisturizer. I never use nail or cuticle oil. So just before you buy, take a look at the product list and really think, am I going to use all of these things? If there are a couple of things on there that really stand out to you, maybe do the math and figure out if it'd be cheaper for you to just buy those things and not the whole advent calendar. Next on my list is Christmas candles. I admit that I am not someone who burns a lot of candles anyway, but I really struggle to understand the thing about Christmas candles. I found this one here in a supermarket that is a specific Christmas Eve candle. Who is going to burn through this whole candle on Christmas Eve? Just feels like the window that you're supposed to use things is getting narrower and narrower. If you love a scented candle, then I totally get it, but maybe get one that you can use all year round that's not Christmas specific. Another thing I won't be buying this Christmas is gift boxes. December is so busy for me. I have my daughter's birthday, the school always has a really busy diary of events, and we also host on Christmas Day, so I have to plan for food and drink for everyone that's coming to us and also make sure that the house is in order. And I'm sure you're really busy at this time of year as well, which is why gift boxes can be so tempting. They've taken really nice products that you know that your loved one will really, really like, and they've put them into a really pretty box. But a lot of the time you are paying a premium for the fact that the company took the time to stick the products in the box. Why not plan ahead, give yourself a little bit of time to put together a gift box or gift bag containing products that you know that the recipient really, really loves. And then you can make it look pretty with like shredded paper and ribbon to decorate it. It'll cost you a lot less. Speaking of saving money on gifts, the next thing on my list might be a little bit controversial again, but hear me out. Expensive personalized gifts for teachers. Now, your child is very special to you, and I reckon they're very, very special to their teacher as well. And I'm sure that any gift is gratefully received. But does a teacher want personalised mugs or key rings or whatever it might be, pictures in a frame related to your kid. Everyone gets them this sort of thing. Surely they just end up with like a drawer or a cupboard full of this stuff. Ask most teachers, and I've actually done a survey of this on Instagram before, and they say that any gift is gratefully received, of course, but what would they prefer to receive? The number one request was gift vouchers they could spend on whatever they wanted at a large department store, for example. And then the second one that came in after that was stationery. And the final thing on my list is excessive food. After gifts, food is our biggest expense at Christmas because we host. The turkey alone is like £60 or more, and then you've got to factor in all like the nibbles and the snacks and the vegetables to go with the roast dinner and drinks, because everyone likes a different type of drink. We've done a few things over the years in order to try and cut back on our Christmas food shop expenditure, because we always end up with so much leftovers, even more than we can possibly eat on Boxing Day or the day after. First of all, we don't do a sit-down starter because we actually find that the Christmas dinner main is so filling that you kind of don't need it. And then we do nibbles, but we've really tried to cut back on how much party food we buy, because we found that, you know, those boxes you get of like cook in the oven nibbles, like you get like mini burgers and little mini pies and little tempura prawns, that kind of stuff. We found in the past that we would really overbuy on that stuff, and it just wouldn't get eaten because no one wants to eat like all of these party nibbles and then a Christmas dinner. Or once they've eaten the Christmas dinner, they're so full they don't really want a lot later on in the day. So we've just really focused in on buying what we need, and we still buy too much, okay? But we have a leftovers plan for Boxing Day and beyond so that we're not throwing food away. Okay, I hope this list gave you a few ideas of ways that you could possibly save this Christmas. Maybe in the comments below you could share with me your own things that you will not be buying this Christmas. I would absolutely love to read them. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more from me.